baseball family, I know it sounds a lot like we're saying, if we were Philly, here's how we'd win, right? And part of that is because we feel that way personally. We want Philly to win. We think the Houston's going to win, though. Mm-hmm. And so let me just make it super clear that the only reason we're talking about all these Philly details is because we don't think they stand a chance in the long run.
Right.
So it's fun for us to...
Brig, you said 5, I said 6.
Yeah, it's fun for us to war game this because otherwise, if there's no magic, then Houston's going to steamroll anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. It just happens to be Philly.
Because they're that good.
So they've been
that good the entire year. Well, most of the year. I mean, they started slow, but once they figured it out, they're steamrolling everybody, like you said.
So I don't think it's barely even interesting for us to say, well, should they work their lineup a little differently? No, Dusty Baker's not going to change his lineup. He's made that very clear. Well, who are they going to bring in to pitch? Who's going to start? Whatever. It's been the same the whole time. This Lance McCullers thing is the only thing that's even interesting to talk about because it's a little shaky. Like, why are we bringing? He's been injured all year. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? But I have seen almost nothing from Dusty Baker to question anything that he does. So ultimately, that's why we spend a lot of time discussing what Philly might do.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Because Houston has their lineup. The only thing that's going to make it like, I don't want to jinx anybody, but the thing that would make this series the most interesting is if one Astros player, no matter who it is, got hurt. That's what would make this way more interesting.
I hope that doesn't happen.
But I don't want it to happen because I want, like, if Philly were to come back and win this thing, like bounce back from the Game 2 loss and come and win this thing, I know that Phillies fans would want to say that they beat a full-strength Astros team.
Yeah.
Because 100%. Then forever, every time you come across an Astros fan, well, yeah, but so-and-so got hurt.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens all the time.
No. Right. Nobody wants that.
Right.
I just don't. Yeah. I don't even like talking about that kind of stuff. It makes me get the heebie-jeebies. And it's too close to Halloween, Brad. Stop it.
Trying to spook everybody out.
Yeah, well, it's working. All right. But we're not hating on Houston. I just want to make that super clear. We're not hating on Houston and loving on Philly. I mean, maybe we are, but that's not what I'm trying to say. I might be a little bit,
and I've made that clear, and that's a division rival thing. So
yeah, it's just less interesting because they're that good. They're just dominant, and when they're on, they're unbelievable.
That's right. That's like I used to listen to a bunch of different sports talk, and one guy was like, "Dynasties are interesting. People like dynasties." I'm like, "No, dynasties are not interesting. Dynasties are boring. What's interesting is a 111 win Dodger team losing in the division series. That is interesting.
Drama,
because that's not what you expect to happen. A 100 plus win Astros team losing to the 6th seed Phillies team, that is interesting. That is a storyline that I'm like, yeah, eat that up. That's crazy good, you know. Yeah. And there are storylines with the Astros. We've talked about that before. You know, vindication, putting behind them 2017 finally. Like that's a big deal. I feel like that's a really big deal for Astros and their fans. Deal.
Huge. I also, I was thinking about what we said the other day about the cheating and if they win and whatever. And I don't think it matters if they win or lose.
I don't think it matters either. I think
we got to put it behind us. Yeah, it needs to be done.
Yep. Put it to bed.
Anyway, I think Philly is going to lose game 1 at home. They're game 3, but their first game at home, I think they're going to lose.
I think so too. And I just because that Syndergaard start is really interesting to me, and that's like the big concerning thing, right? Yeah. That this is not the Noah Syndergaard who was pitching for the Mets 2-3 years ago. I guess it's 3 years ago now. This is it's a different guy. And it's unfortunate because I loved watching Syndergaard pitch, back when he was dominant, when it was him and DeGrom. But no, he's a different guy now. And having him start really concerns me that the Astros are going to be able to jump out big on him.
But Philly Rob has made few mistakes and few personnel mistakes. And it'll be interesting to see what he does. And you got to trust him just as much as we trust Dusty Baker.
That's right, because you had to send Wheeler out there. He's your ace. He's your guy, right? And it's just a really good offensive team jumped on him early. That's what happened in game 2. And then, like we talked about, Valdez shut everybody down because that's what he does.
Well, and Nola got beat up too.
Right. Nola did. Yeah,
Their two aces got roughed up.
Yeah, yeah, and a team with this much offensive firepower, I feel like, is just a problem.
It's
And they've
powder
been a
keg,
problem
man.
for everybody, like we talked about, for all year
Yeah.
long.